Okay, I have tried to keep this hidden because it's sort of embarrassing and disgusting, but some people have asked. This is the forest near me. There's old tires, there's wood. Now this stuff is treated lumber. I've been using that. Actually, half my camper framing is made out of this treated lumber. That was somebody's porch, and there's a lot of good wood in there. Here's some little things, odds and ends from car parts I've been using now and then. Some old beds. I've used some of the pieces of bed material from here also as well for framing in my camper. There's some odds and ends, some little metal pieces here. I'll just do a quick speed walk and show you through my forest shopping market here. Down in there is a whole bunch of garbage buried under years of leaves and filth and tree branches that have fallen. Goes all along back in there. There's junk down in there, all through down in there. And because the old man used to get paid, people would pay him to take their garbage. Now here's some metal cans. The thing is, these are oil cans and they have some oil residue in them. It'd be great for water. Anybody might have some suggestions what I can do with some good oil cans. I don't know. I've been thinking about that. There's an old pop cooler. Another can. There's a bike. I'm going to use that for a pedal powered device one day. Good parts in that. There's an old air conditioner down in there. There's some all kinds of pipe. There's that cement tube. There's actually right here is where I got the metal that I'm using for my TV antenna. These poles. Might use a stainless steel one day. There's some good plastic conduit for electrical wire. Good stuff. By the way, down in there's a massive amount of swimming pool. It's from a swimming pool. I'm not sure what it was exactly, how it was set up, but there's a bunch of black PVC tubing down in there. And there's a bunch of these blue containers. There's a bottom and there's the lid. There's some kind of Navy shipping container. Bunch of round things. There's stacks of them. See if I can zoom in and show you. You can sort of see that. There's stacks of these containers in the forest. I have no idea what they would have been because there's no water gasket. They're not sealed, but one day I'll figure out something to do with them. There's a birdhouse I'm going to use one day. There's the chainsaw. I put it back when I was done with it, when I got the pull starter. There's some engines out here. There's some cable. That's the tie-down wire I'm going to use for securing my camper one day when I get some screws to go in the ground. And anyway, a lot of guy wire. An old TV antenna. Whole mess of wire. Good stuff for securing my roofing system and my antenna, my camper, to the ground. Got some antique wheels. There's a few of these out here scattered here and there. Obviously they're rusted, but it's cool to have this junk here if I ever think of something for it. There's some seized up wheels. I might try to free up the bearings one day. There's another little metal can. I might take that one day, clean it up and paint it, and use that for something if it holds water. There's an old boiler heater system. It's too heavy for me to even budge. I'd have probably been using that for something already. Microwave, TV, toilet, fridge, table. Some stakes I'm going to use for my garden later. I just dragged them out. There's some more junk up in there. There's an old dryer tumbler. That's the inside of a dryer. I'll probably use that one day. Some more of these marine containers. No idea what all it is. Piles and piles and piles of rotting wood. This is all sadly too rotted to use. There's my porch door if I want to use it. Piles and piles of rotting wood. It's just all through here. This whole hill is built up of rotting wood pile. This is all piles of wood. But again, it's just too disintegrated to use. I've checked. and it's not even safe to walk out there. Bunch of old tree stumps. These must have been cool back in the day. Some pillars from an old, looks like maybe old colonial home. Pillars. Sad they're out here rotting like that. Would have been nice to keep. Anyway, it goes on. There's piles of wood all the way through the forest. It goes on and on and on. But that's all rotting wood all through there. It's pretty much the end of the tour of my shopping area. Now I'll show you. Here's my. Oh, here's the sheet metal. This is the sheet metal that I'm using for my rainwater collection system. These are 40-foot long sheets of metal just laying here in the forest. Just all kinds of sheet metal. I know. Oh, there's some more junk out in there. Oh, there's more. It goes on. It's very sad. This place used to be nice at one time. Here's an old collapsed trailer. Now I'm in danger of walking in tick territory here. This is tall grasses. Probably pick up some ticks while I'm showing you this. There's an old broken down, used to be a trailer full of storage. There's a lot of good old farm equipment and junk in there. That's where I got the pulley for my bike generator, or the belt I should say. There's another truck container full of junk. And there's piles of junk and containers and broken collapsed sheds and all kinds of junk. This is my shopping area. So, and it's a long ways out. I'm in a small meadow here, and it narrows out. And right here I'm still quite a ways from the house, and from there I'm a long ways from the road. Long way up. 90 acres is an amazingly large area. It's incredibly huge. So these tracks here are from my truck. Nobody comes back here but me. This is all from my truck. I try to keep it wide to keep the ticks down, which I should check myself, by the way. Every time you walk in tall grass, check for ticks. Anyway, this is a meadow. Just nothing here. Just an open area. And here's where I do some grazing. There's free food growing all up in here. There's a I'm gonna risk some ticks again, but I'll show you something amazing here. This is dreamland for a wild foraging person like me. Can you see those flowers? Those yellow flowers? I don't know if you can see them on this camera. There's a patch of yellow flowers. That is all strawberries. I don't know if you can see it well on this camera. Let me try to refocus. Oh, can't get any better on zoom. There's some more garbage up in there. There's a field of strawberries. These little yellow flowers. It's hard to see them because it's been cloudy for days and they're closed up. I might come out here on another day when it's not cloudy. But there's thousands and thousands and thousands of strawberries out here. This is a whole patch of strawberries. It's going to be amazing. And then there's white ones. There's white flowers. That's a different kind of strawberry. And there's some plants. And they don't mow this down out here, so this is all my food. This is all my grocery store right here. Look at them all. See all the yellow flowers? It's all strawberries. All through the forest. I sure hope they produce. These are the sweetest, most awesome strawberries you've ever had in the world. Just covered in strawberries. So there's heading back into my meadow here. This is this big meadow. And the deer graze out here, the turkeys come out here, there's all kinds of wildlife out here. I come out here to graze. So that's it. That's my shopping area. My hardware store. Well, I've got my fireplace started. I've got the metal hose and I put a piece of foil on here to protect the metal hose from the heat of the fireplace itself. Now, what's interesting, hope you can see this, there's, can you see it? There's air bubbles coming out of there, and steam. This, I just started the fire, just started. And there's all kinds of air bubbles and steam coming out of there. And that is what was coming out all the time. Actually, it stinks. Really bad. Actually, I think I have a problem. I think there was turpentine in this tank, or gas, because now I'm getting some poisonous fumes coming out. Great! My flashlight is blinking. That's not good. I washed it, but there's a smell of turpentine coming out of there. But anyway, there's air bubbles. So this is my new expansion tank. Hopefully it won't kill me. You can hear the air bubbles coming out. You can see them. And that's what was going on. So I forgot your name, whoever you were on YouTube. You know who you are, who told me to use this hose that Dave gave me. Thank you. That was the answer. And then everybody was telling me grab this, grab a tank, run the hose into a tank. Well, there it is. And it's working. I just hope that's not bad fumes coming out of there. It could be antifreeze I'm smelling. I'm not sure, but I think I'll crack a window in the ceiling right above the fireplace for a while just to be safe. There's no way that's hot already inside the tank. I just started the fire, so there's no way that's fumes from there. But anyway, I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep a window cracked right above the fireplace for safety for a while and make sure this is going to be okay. I'm a bit nervous, but there's no pressure. There's no way there can be pressure. That's obvious. So here we have it, and at least tonight I'm going to have this mass of heated water to maintain the heat for the night. That'll be nice. I've got my ceiling fan going and my window open to take out whatever fumes it is. It's probably antifreeze coming out of there. I don't know. But it's probably better than it was. You can see that's a lot of air coming out of there. That is a massive amount of air. I'm quite sure that's what my problem was. We had these air bubbles forming in the system. And that's a serious amount of air. So now the system will purge itself. And when it cools down, it's going to suck water out of this tank back into the fireplace. So I'm much better off now. Well, the most of the bubbling has stopped. It seems to have gotten quieter. It's pretty dark in here. It's hard to see anything. Most of the expansion is done. The water is at about 160 degrees, which is fine. It's a little bit warm to touch. And it's quite hot to touch. This hose is cool, which is good. That's what I want. I don't want that getting hot. Yeah, up here is not hot. Of course, right now all we have coming up through this hose is air. Warm air coming through. And the tank is ice cold. That's going to take some time to heat up. I hope it does. That'll be amazing. And the fumes, whatever it was, I think the fumes coming out of here were from this hose. That was a brand new hose. And I bet that whatever that was I was smelling was that, because it stopped. It stopped steaming, it stopped making fumes and whatever. It doesn't smell like it did. It smells a bit like rubber and paint. But that's going to be a while before that burns off. And before that's really cured fully. But anyway, I'll leave my ceiling fan on a while. And just run my fireplace and make sure it's all going to be good. Now that's what I call iced tea. I don't understand. I turned the fridge down. It says from the factory to put it on 4. I turned it down to 3 when my tea froze the other day. And it froze again. I put it down to 2 and it's still freezing. I don't get it. This refrigerator, this propane refrigerator, maybe the thermostat isn't working, because this is just freezing. Not good at all. I had to throw out my lettuce to the chickens because it was frozen. And this thing sits in the bottom of the fridge. I don't know how it's freezing. This is in the bottom. Okay, this is my new digital laser thermometer I just got, and you won't be able to see this directly, so I'm going to point, see the laser, and hold, and if you can see that, the water tank temperature is 163 degrees. This is the outgoing water from my water tank is 155 degrees. The return line is coming back at 130 degrees. Can't really see it. So it's coming back at 130 degrees, so there's a 20 degree difference between the water going out and water coming back in. My chimney temperature is 206. Now, after a couple hours of running, I'm disappointed that my water is still only 99 degrees. It's taking a long time to heat that water up, but once it's hot, it's going to hold it for a while. So let's go over here. This will be curious. I've got hot air blowing out of the fan. I wonder how this is going to work. Oh, 111 degrees coming out of there. Let me see what the heater core is like. Let me move this. This is interesting. The heater core is 148 degrees. So, yeah, I definitely need this extra fan going on here. That helps move more air out of that heater area. And while I'm at it, my fridge is freezing my foods. So let's see what the temperature here is of my iced tea. We've got 37 degrees. That's too cold. Let's see, how much is my coffee? 38 degrees. Let me see, let's go in here. Bottom of the fridge is 33 degrees. This is crazy. I got it turned down to 2. I don't know what to do. The fridge is too cold. I just don't know what to do. Well, although it's been cloudy for days, I haven't been home in days, so my batteries are topped off nicely. I'm only using anything at all at night now, and I do that sparingly. So I'm getting through, but again, I'm not using anything. If I was in here all day, there's my cat, then I'd be in trouble, because that's 100 watts on average. 100, 200 watts is all I'm getting out of 600. I have used 1 kilowatt hour since the day I plugged this in. Actually, how long ago did I plug this in? 103 hours. Oh shoot, I'd have to do the math for that one. I've used 26 cents of electricity. So I've used 1 kilowatt hour total. And that's my AC, so that's just my LED TV and my coffee grinder.
That's all that I've had on here. Oh, sorry, no, I've charged my camera a couple times, and I've charged some tool batteries. So that's what I've been using.
On the subject of consumption and usage, this is my refrigerator tank, and it's down about halfway now, so it's doing alright. I think it's on, what, 3 weeks now? I'll have to check my videos and see when I put this up. So, but it's halfway. I think that this thing is not regulating properly, because I've got it turned down to 2 and it's still freezing the stuff inside. So, I don't know if it's just running full blast all the time or what. My birds that are terrified of me, they think I'm going to eat them. Well, if they don't start laying eggs, I might. Maybe they have a right to be afraid. I want you to see the feet on that bird. It's all feathered. Feathered legs, feathered feet. Look at all the feathers down the legs and feet on that bird. There they go. Run away in fear. All hiding them.